Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, talkradio.nyc, and streaming live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. I am your host, Michael Dolce, and as always, I am joined by my illustrious co-host, the Lord of the Radio himself.
Illustrious.
See, I got that in there, too.
Yeah,
got that in there this time.
That's a pretty expensive vocabulary word.
Well, yeah, I'm very learned.
Illustrious.
I'm very learned. Yeah.
Is that like a fat thing? Is that
what?
That's kind of a fat thing, right?
What?
Illustrious. They used to call Jabba the Hutt
voluptuous, illustrious.
No,
Sam, back me up here. Sam, back me up.
No.
Yeah, no, he's shaking
illustrious
his head.
is all right.
So this is Hassan Godwin, and we are joined by, as always, our wonderful, fearless leader, Mr. Sam Leibowitz, as well, who's working back here. But we're at a little bit of a I don't know, what do I call it? Not a loss. We're not at a loss. We're very empty right now. We have no interns, which we discussed last week.
We have to embrace emptiness.
Yeah, we have no interns.
Tulsa Doom.
Yeah.
Tulsa Doom says embrace emptiness.
I don't know what that means.
You're too young.
No, let's not talk about age tonight. So we had no interns. We have no guests tonight.
Stop crying about the interns. You know,
I am crying about the interns. They were very, very helpful.
You coddled them too much, man.
You yelled at them. They were very good.
Yes.
Well, it was good cop, bad cop.
You coddled.
It's good cop, bad cop.
Blonde and pretty.
Well, no, hey, that's racial profiling.
Oh,
yeah, because we did have a wonderful
it's actual
Latin-based intern who did an enormously wonderful job, who's going to come back in the fall and help us with our videos as well too. But yeah, no, we are.
I'll yell at her again.
Yeah, and you should.
She'll be yelled at again.
So despite the fact that we have very little, well, we actually have a lot of room in here now.
Yeah, there's like a lot of air in here. It's still hot as balls.
Also, have a lot to talk about tonight. We have a lot to talk about tonight.
You keep saying that. I don't believe you.
We do, though.
I don't believe you.
We do. I'm telling you. We
I don't think what we have to talk about matters. I'm just kidding. I did that.
If anybody was paying attention to our green room, go to patreon.com/Secrets of the Sire. That's an inside joke.
Yes, it is.
We do our green room from the bar down the street now. So
yes, which is mostly more bar than green room.
Well, it's a green room. As far as
we use it more for the bar.
If we have guests, we take them out there.
Yes. We have done that.
Yeah. And I can take you out there. So if you check out my Kickstarter page, because I did launch a Kickstarter, and I'm mentally exhausted, but somehow I get fired up as soon as the red light goes.
As segues go, that's maybe a 3.
That's a 3 out of 10?
That's not a great segue.
You ready for the reward, though?
Okay, yeah.
Go
ahead.
The reward that's coming tomorrow is I am going to literally fly you out to New York City.
You're going to...
I'm going to put you up in a hotel in Times Square.
In Times Square?
You are going to be a guest co-host on a show in the next couple months. I think we're targeting December. We're going to take you out to dinner first. So you're going to actually be in the green room. We're going to videotape the whole thing. And we're going to take you for an after party, because apparently you cannot use the word alcohol or drink on Kickstarter. And we're going to ask that you're 21 or older. So yeah,
we're going to be doing this for someone. We're gonna.
Yeah. Well, they're going to be doing it for themselves if they pledge the reward.
If they pledge the reward. They pledge correctly.
So check out
tomorrow. We're going to have to socialize, though. Tomorrow
morning at approximately 10 a.m. We're going to be launching.
I'm not eligible because I'll be at work. I'm not going to be able to.
But you actually are here, and you're the actual host.
I know.
You're the actual co-host.
It's a contest.
So you wouldn't be win. Yeah. No. You can't use the word contest when it comes to.
It's a giveaway.
Yeah, so no, you can't use that either. So anyway, so for anybody out there, again, we are Secrets of the Sire, the new issue of The Sire. It's up on Kickstarter right now. You can actually go to michaeldolce.com, MichaelDolce. It'll take you right to the Kickstarter page. Go check it out. Check it out now. We got tons of really great.
Don't stop listening, though.
No, don't. Well, no, but you can do both. You can listen.
Check it out while you're listening.
Check it out.
Yes.
It's about a superhero forced by his own costume to fight evil.
Put us in a separate window.
Kind of like having a spider sense, but instead of warning him of danger, actually puts him in danger. And he's lost in time. It's guest starring Mariano Nicieza's character Phaser.
The Phaser. Yes.
Mariano is actually brothers with Fabian Nicieza,
Yes,
creator of Deadpool.
Who we've had on the show.
And we're going to have Mariano on the show in a couple weeks as well, too. So it's going to be pretty exciting. He's doing some stuff with Stan Lee right now. So there's a lot of really great stuff happening. Again, go check out michaeldolce.com. That's the last of the shameless plug. But I'm not going to stop.
So shameless.
I'm not going to stop plugging the rewards, though, because we've got some really great rewards, and that one is pretty damn
Getting
good.
to meet us is pretty darn cool.
And we've got one...
I wish I wasn't one of us so I could meet us.
I agree with you. And we've got a reward next week that is going to be just, like, unbelievable as well, too. So we're going to keep...
It's so unbelievable. I don't even know about it.
Well,
which is kind of cool.
No, you do, because you're involved in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was building
Oh, you were being... Okay, yeah, okay, good.
And you kind of ruined that.
That's okay.
All right.
That's okay. Check us out, again, on Facebook, Twitter. Check us out on iTunes, itunes.com/secrets of the... Well, that does not work. But
many pieces of media. We are on many pieces
iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Patreon. All right, we're going to get into it. It's just you and me. Holy cow.
Don't make it sound like it's
Holy
so bad.
cow. We got nobody calling in today. We got no interns cluttering us.
Yeah,
we should just stop the show right now. Like, that's it. We're done.
We should just watch a movie. Like, it feels like we can get away with anything.
I know. It's just free for all.
We should just watch a film and just record us reacting to the film. This film sucks.
Do you know what film was unwatchable recently?
I bet you're gonna tell me.
Yeah.
Wait.
That's a 7 at best.
Was a wonderful segue.
That's a 7 at best.
Yes. Nah, it was almost an 8.
According to WeGotThisCovered.com, early cut of Justice League deemed unwatchable. Substantial changes being made. Poor Justice League. No matter how much good Warner Brothers does, the upcoming pick just can't seem to catch a break.
Do you think that they leaked this information so that they could justify getting rid of Zack Snyder so they can make it a full-on Joss Whedon movie?
Before I answer that, I will just elaborate for our audience out there. Even after the smashing success of Wonder Woman and a thrilling Comic-Con trailer for Zack Snyder / Joss Whedon, it was very promising. Negative buzz continues to surround it. That did not change today, which is a couple days ago, either, with a follow-up report coming in that expands a bit. To recap, yesterday we learned that Warner Brothers was apparently unhappy with a few things in Justice League, namely the tone, which they felt was very dark, and the portrayal of Cyborg.
Did they see the 2 previous Justice League movies?
Now,
I mean, the 2 previous DC movies?
Batman on Film has added that onto that, telling us that the situation is much worse than it appears. Here's what they had to say.
Oh, man.
These reshoots, which are still taking place, are not standard pickups, additional photography. Why? Apparently, an early cut of the film was deemed unwatchable, thus substantial changes to the film were made. Here are the changes.
In the window are closer than they appear.
I'm going to answer your question in a second, but here are the changes that they made. First of all, they expanded Cyborg's backstory, origin. That's one thing. They included a Wonder Woman backstory with Robin Wright Penn.
These changes?
She's not Penn anymore, right? She's just Robin Wright? Yeah. You're watching House of Cards. You would know this, right? Yeah. So Robin Wright...
Are they making these changes... Are they saying that the movie is unwatchable because of these changes that they added to it? Or
no.
These are the changes they're going to add to it to make it more watchable?
This is the number one change they're making, though. So apparently they were going to make the ending kind of like a cliffhanger to the coming of Darkseid. Steppenwolf was a great 70s band who did
Magic Carpet Ride.
Isn't it Born to Be Wild too, right?
Yes, Born to Be Wild. But Magic Carpet Ride is better.
I mean, great. I mean, I don't
song.
understand why the band Steppenwolf is threatening Earth's safety and security in Justice League. They are some crotchety old men at this point.
I honestly don't think it's the band that's okay.
I heard unwatchable. So it could be the band. Could be the band. Like, wouldn't that be like
that's the problem?
That's the band. This is unwatchable.
That's actually Steppenwolf.
Or
that's not good. It's okay.
Actually, I would think that right. They'd be like, "Well, I never saw that coming." Like, 70-year-old. Like, I thought that guy was dead.
Okay, technically, if Steppenwolf
Born to Be Wild,
were on the same aging level as, say, like Zeppelin, who are kind of all gracefully going into the into the rickety stage, right? If it were that case, and Steppenwolf were active, and they were constantly putting out albums and making guest appearances, that would be something.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Exactly. If Led Zeppelin was actually in Ragnarok, in Thor Ragnarok, That would be the greatest movie ever made in Godwin's book.
I agree with you.
And I think many other books.
I agree with you.
So the idea that a 70s band showing up to be the main villains of a superhero movie.
I mean, that would completely rewrite superhero movies and books altogether, right? I mean, that would flip.
All I do is listen to 70s rock music and read comic books. Yeah. So that would all be,
that just flips. That just completely flips.
Yeah, that would be. My head would explode. I'd never recover.
I agree with you.
But
I agree with you 100%.
Steppenwolf, maybe they only have 2 songs that I know of.
So apparently. Darkseid was Steppenwolf was supposed to be the herald, kind of like Silver Surfer.
Yes.
And now they're completely saying no, he should just be the villain, and we're not even introducing Darkseid. They're gonna hold him off. They'll use him at some point, I'm sure.
Yes.
But yeah, so now the question becomes,
Darkseid's gonna fight Thanos.
How much of this is a Joss Whedon movie now? And
it's probably
should we
probably a good 80%.
So we should put a disclaimer out there right now. Big Joss Whedon fan sitting here. Big anti-Joss Whedon fan sitting there.
I am not anti-Joss Whedon.
Really?
I don't like his stuff. There's a difference.
All right, so wait.
Here's the difference. I'll
go
explain.
Back in time. Big Joss Whedon stuff fan.
Are you going to let me explain?
Big anti-Joss Whedon stuff fan.
I'm not anti-Joss Whedon.
Okay.
The things that he does that I like, I admit that he did it, and I liked it. I just don't like. So
you acknowledge that he did work.
There are writers that I don't like. I don't want to do things. I don't want to stop them from writing or from continuing to create work.
Sure.
I just don't read their stuff. Joss Whedon's one of those people. I just don't watch his stuff because I don't like it. But I'm not anti-Joss Whedon. That's a very strong, criticism of me because I'm not I don't want to stop Joss Whedon.
But you don't like his stuff, and you think
I'm not a
that
fan of his work. No.
You think that anything he's going to do is not going to be very good.
Based off past experience, I think anything he's going to do is going to have Whedon-isms that I will not like. Now, it's arguable whether it's good or not.
What is a Whedonism?
It's so hard to explain. It's all of his writing is very divisive. Right?
Yeah.
And also he doesn't tend to delve into character very often.
Yeah.
He has a lot of superficial cardboard characters that have really punchy dialogue that gives them the illusion that they are 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
But if you actually read their dialogue without actually seeing the characters, without the names, you would not know who's speaking.
Right.
Okay? So my main critique is that you would get a character like a Marvel character like maybe Wolverine, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'll say to you, Wolverine goes to the supermarket. And 100 different, renditions of what could happen would pop into your head because you know the character. Then I'll say, Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly goes to the supermarket. And how many scenarios pop into your head?
But that's not fair, right?
It is fair.
Why
isn't that fair?
Because Firefly was a cult classic versus. To judge
cult classic. Buckaroo Banzai goes into a supermarket.
A guy
versus Malcolm Reynolds going into a supermarket.
I'm with you. I get it.
If you want to put it on a cult classic level,
I'm just merely saying that to judge
Scott Pilgrim goes
to
a supermarket versus anybody.
I'm going to use a sports analogy because I love sports, right?
Yeah.
Sports. If a guy is a 300 hitter, hits 50 home runs, and bats 100 RBIs, he's in the Hall of Fame. A guy who bats 275, hits 10 home runs, steals 10 bases, hits 50 RBIs, is employed every single year he's got a career, and is regarded as a contributor and is regarded as somebody who's... So for saying that the guy doesn't
here's where we always have
isn't
this
a Hall of Famer, and I actually disagree, but
and I don't want to kill this conversation, but here's where we always have the problem.
We got to go to break now anyway. So.
I know. I'll be quick.
That's pretty good.
You always ask me why I feel the way I feel, and then you tell me that I'm wrong because my argument is unfair. It's just how I feel about it. I never said that the guy needs to be stopped. I just don't like it. And I I explained to you exactly what I don't like, and then you're saying, well, that's not fair because he works really hard and he hits more
I'm just saying that, you know what? I think when you sit there and say, like, I don't like his stuff because it's not Hall of Fame worthy, as opposed to...
I never said anything about it. That the Hall of Fame analogy is yours.
I know, it was
I just said I don't like his stuff. I didn't say that he doesn't deserve the accolades that he's getting. I said I don't like his stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
Yeah, I do now.
All right, we're gonna throw this out to the audience.
The prequels are awesome.
I would love to hear your take. We'll turn into look. This is Potluck Day. We've got some Defender stuff to talk about. We've got some Disney rumblings. Are they going to stop publishing Marvel comics altogether?
Well, don't.
Are they gonna Are they gonna pull the Marvel Netflix? We're gonna talk about all this stuff.
But now people are gonna be prepared.
But when we come back, we're gonna talk about a certain brother, talking about a certain Batman. When we come back.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Do you want to connect with?
Are you an entrepreneur or intrapreneur looking to build your following?
Welcome to our show.
Follow Me Friday with Joan
and Priya.
Tune in every Friday at noon Eastern
on talkradio.nyc.
We're your digital connectors. Woo woo! What's that?
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
I want to know you're good. I want to know why, what you thought was the shining star in this movie.
The seat that I was sitting in the theater was very comfortable.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of sticky stuff on the floor, which I hate.
I hear you.
People talking behind me, but people always talk behind me.
Really?
Wherever I go, and it's the same two people.
Didn't we have this conversation after a while?
Yeah.
The problem is you?
Yeah.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. I want to give a shout out to all our beloved patrons. We have dedicated fans: Einar Peterson, Matt Byer, Ashley Haikai, our program director Stephanie Dolce, our executive producer Steve Ovecki, Brian Phillips, and Christina Gillen. And as always, our Uber fan, Christina Dolce. Speaking of Christina,
she's a little pissed.
She did a really nice job commenting. You can comment all you want on our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Secrets of the Sire. We do this live every Wednesday night. And Christina basically has called you out. She called you out as an anti-Whedon. You're an anti-Whedon.
How do I have to explain whether I like or what I don't like? That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense. I just said, I explained it perfectly clear. He is very divisive. He uses very punchy dialogues, but he doesn't invest in three-dimensional characters.
Wouldn't you say, though, his punchy dialogism... you know what? I'll use a music analogy.
But
here.
see, this is where we always go off the rails, because a lot of people, mistake dialogue for character. Dialogue isn't character. Dialogue is a tool of character.
Sure.
It is not character. But a lot of people mistake dialogue for character, which is why a lot of times when dialogue is bad, they think character is bad.
It doesn't help, though. I mean, help.
Let's boil it down. I'm not going to argue that.
Let's boil it down to real life. If somebody is boring,
for a layman, it is very indicative. It's a very good indicator of potential, of good character.
Yeah.
But it is not necessarily character.
Okay.
And good dialogue, in general, that doesn't have a voice to it,
Yeah.
It doesn't differentiate, that doesn't alter or vary as we go along, so that certain characters, all of the dialogue is good and all of it is sharp, but one person is speaking and you can identify who's speaking by the words that character chooses to use, versus another person speaking, identifying that character by the words they choose to use.
I'm going to do something
okay,
very unlike me here.
No, because I wasn't finished.
I'm going to agree with you.
You still interrupted me. You can't snow me into allowing you to interrupt me by agreeing with me. That's not going to work.
I kind of did that on purpose.
How dare you agree with me?
I kind of did that on purpose.
What do you agree with me for? What?
We do get on you for liking the prequels. And we're not making this a prequel discussion. We're making this a discussion about our prequel discussion.
You would lose. Sorry. I'm all right now.
And I tend to use the argument, when you walked out of that movie, did you think it was good? And so it is a visceral reaction. And you can overanalyze something to death and figure out, and look, there's an entire YouTube video as to why the prequels are actually better than you thought and was actually really good, and counteracting all the arguments. But at the end of the day, I sit there and go, this is a bad movie. It's just not good. So I'm not going to knock you for your visceral reaction to Joss Whedon, because you're right. I can't invalidate that.
It's not even visceral.
You hate him. You just hate him.
No.
You have a You have a Joss Whedon.
I don't love him. I certainly don't love him.
Dartboard up.
All right.
Special announcement. Next week's guest is Joss Whedon. We got him. It's great. Oh man, we're gonna interview him. And Hassan's gonna be like, I love your stuff.
I'll totally be like, hey,
I really respect you.
Can I be in a movie? I love your stuff. It's the greatest things. No, it's not.
Meanwhile, we're gonna put the Facebook feed on. You're gonna be stabbing yourself. You're like, I think your stuff is so good.
I can't believe I'm lying.
So not only did we get Joss Whedon on the program, but I need a new co-host because he's dead now.
Oh, you'll find someone real quickly.
That's a reward. Speaking of rewards, be mine.
The death of Hassan. You're my quick starter, and I'll kill Hassan for you.
Now, Joe Moby is actually on your side, and I know we're not supposed to call out, but I'm going to do it.
What's going on with that?
Hassan has convinced me to go anti-Whedon. If you want to call in,
I think he's lying.
877-480-4120. You can call in because we don't have a guest tonight.
Call in and challenge.
You can be our guest. Kai Cole, Christina Gillen, who's one of our illustrious executive producers.
Yes, she is. She
my can boss, be our guest. We're just like we're in this Kickstarter mode right now. We're like
You're
rewards.
In the Kickstarter mode.
I know. I'm actually running on.
I'm the guy on the outside going, "Hey, you got a Kickstarter? That's kind of cool. How'd you do that?"
Let me throw this out there for anybody who is who's like done a Kickstarter before. Like, it is so draining.
You press said that.
This
you were like
button.
You looked all weak and stuff like that, and I felt bad. But not really.
No, you don't. You feel as bad about me as you do about bashing Joss Whedon.
Yes. Yes. It's in the same vein.
It's just like when you press that button, you're like emotionally tied to your
That's the thing. See,
laptop and phone
the
device.
difference between you and I is after I send it out into the world, it is what it is. You know, for me, it's always a build up until I hit the button.
I think Joe Movie's going to call in. We're challenging Joel Movie to call in right now.
All right.
Yeah. No, but you were saying. So yeah, it is. It's just it hit the button. The button.
That's you. It's like you're uptight about the button. No, it's all right. The button.
Well, no, but once you press the button.
Well, yeah, but there's a potential. You press that button, and it's like a little skiff. To Money Island. Right? You don't really land on Money Island, but you can kind of you go around the harbor, right? It's like a tour. It's like a circle line around Money Island.
Or you may or may not land on it. You may or may not land on it.
Yeah, well, if you land on it, it's because you jumped off the circle line, and then you got other problems.
Yeah.
Because there's sharks in Money Island Bay.
Yeah.
They really are. They all look like Kevin Spacey.
Speaking of someone who does not need Money Island at all, Ben Affleck. Batfleck. He's done with Batman, says Casey Affleck. There's been some confusion as to whether Affleck will be returning for the role
and Affleck
in the solo film Batman, but Casey Affleck...
How come he had to have Casey kind of tell everybody that he's not doing... Like, he had his brother do that. That's like getting your mom to do it. Mom, tell him I'm not going to be Batman anymore.
We'll talk about this in a little bit. We've actually got Joe Movie on line one. Joe, why are you now... Are you actually anti-Whedon now?
No, I just got to say, Hassan has spoken to a part of me that I thought was very alone in the universe. I don't think I was familiar with Joss Whedon except for seeing the Avengers movie. I hadn't read Buffy. I only read a few of his X-Men books. But then when people were like, you don't know Joss Whedon, it was almost like people saying, you don't like Christmas? Like, how do you not know about this man? And I think the next thing I watched was it not sci-fi? What's the space thing? Spacefly? What is it?
Firefly. You're thinking Firefly.
The guy from Castle?
Yes, Firefly.
That I'm horrible at casting. What's that show?
Firefly.
Firefly is like a beloved show.
Yeah, and I watched the movie of it, and I was like, okay. And then I go and I watch like a couple episodes of Buffy, and I'm like, no, don't want to watch any more of that. And then I'm just like, I guess I'm just not a Whedon guy.
Well, let me ask
you. Now Hassan has spoken to him. That's why I was like, I'm telling you.
Let me ask you though.
I think that he just doesn't connect with some people.
What season of Buffy did you start watching? What season of Buffy did you start watching? We lost him. He's that outraged against Joss Whedon.
He hung up. He just hung up.
Well, we thank you for your call. If anybody else wants to call in 877.
Well, he's there. He's there-ish.
I don't think he's there.
Joe, can you hear us? He can't hear.
We're gonna have to blame Time Warner.
Now Joe's gone.
Well, it's a good thing we have no like actual call-in guests today besides the actual callers.
Yeah, that's the worst it's ever been.
Yeah.
That's kind of heavy.
Yeah, we'll figure out the technical difficulties. This is my one. I
like to blame the victim.
Oh, he said, "Sorry, guys, in a car," and service got.
He was in the car.
Got pooped.
Well,
hey, look, I give him credit. He's listening to us in the car right now.
Yeah.
I hope he didn't crash.
Yeah,
he's a very talented artist. He's actually working at Marvel right now.
All right, you're jumping around now. And I don't know where you are. Where are we now?
Joel Mulvey is a very talented artist.
But I was like, is he in the car? Did he crash?
Well, I hope he doesn't crash because he's a very talented artist. I would hate to lose him.
I hope he doesn't crash.
That was actually pretty easy to follow.
I hope he doesn't crash because he's a living human being.
Some people.
You're just putting a monetary worth into his talents.
Donald Trump is a living human being. You wouldn't care if he crashed in a car.
I have no comment about that. That man is the president of the United States of America.
This is very true.
And I did not say anything negative about
All right,
the president of the United States
we had started talking about this
on the air.
Casey Affleck recently told WEEI. Oh, it's Caflack.
Caflack. I'm sorry. It's Batflack and Caflack.
He told WEEI's Dale and Holly with Keefe. Jesus, what a name that is. I thought Secrets of the Sire was a bad name.
You need to study these things before you actually...
No. I read it correctly. I'm just merely saying that's a really
What's
crazy
the name? Tell us all so we can all be dumbfounded.
I just did. You're not even paying attention to what I'm saying, are you?
You got in the middle of the name and then you stopped. And
That was it. That was
the whole name?
That was the name.
Oh, my God.
Dale... That's what I said.
That's a terrible name.
That's what I was saying. Dale and Holly with Keefe.
That is what my grandmother would refer to as an unfortunate name.
It's like I've gotten people complain about Secrets of the Sire as a name.
No,
and
that's
fine. And I'm like, no,
it's alliterated.
Yeah, exactly. He said that his older brother Ben was done with the role and would not be starring in the upcoming solo film The Batman. It's a story that's already.
Oh, so wait, the Batman.
Yeah,
is not. There's no Affleck in The Batman.
According to Casey Affleck.
Why? Everyone's looking forward to Ben Affleck's solo as Batman.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Warner Brothers
According to Casey
Warner Brothers is
Affleck.
giving Batfleck so much grief about his portrayal of the character, or about the direction of it, because he dropped out as the director, right? And he was just going to be in the film. And then we were like, all right, well, okay, that at least he's going to be in the film,
right?
And now, supposedly, he's not even going to make the film.
Casey Affleck again.
Why would Casey lie? Why would he?
You would think he's in his inner circle, being that he's his brother.
Yeah, kind of. Maybe they text.
All right. We're going to keep talking about this, but when we come back...
We're coming back? Oh, yeah, because we don't...
We're going back to our Whedon conversation. We have Christina on line 1 when we come back.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
If you have an interest in marijuana, you want to know about marijuana, law, policy, and culture, then feel free to join me, Joseph A. Bondi, every Friday at 11 o'clock in the morning on my show In the Know 420 on TalkingAlternative.com.
Legalize the herb to continue to resist the passage of this necessary legislation.
Hi, this is Rob Kay.
And I'm Callie Alpert.
And we're hosts of The Rob and Callie Show. Are you looking for a show that talks about real stuff like life, love, the pursuit of being yourself?
Then you have come to the right place, because we cover topics ranging from chivalry to gratitude to your relationship with money and everything in between.
So listen to us on The Rob and Callie Show, Tuesdays, 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
Talking Alternative Radio, 24 hours a day.
I used to work for one of these news websites. I mean, you would basically scour news, find what was news about that news.
Don't most of them just steal news from other sites?
Oh, well, you're not stealing, you're quoting. It's much different.
Oh, okay.
It's much different.
All right. I'm going to quote your car after we leave this evening.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. We do this every week. I want to do a little bit of house cleaning here. We're on talkradio.nyc. Housekeeping, not house cleaning, right? It's housekeeping. It's kind
you
of the
can
same
clean up
thing,
a little, though.
right?
Your area is a little messy.
First of all, that drop that's a winner right there. I love that winner. That's definitely great. Second, I'm going to do some shameless self-plugging. I got a Kickstarter going on right now. Go to michaeldolce.com. It's for the Sire, the namesake of the show. Superhero forced by his own costume to fight evil. It's really cool. Go check it out. And I want to give a shout-out to a good friend of mine, Matt Woletsky. Welcomed Walter James Woletsky last night. 8 pounds, 13 ounces. Everyone's having a great time. Everyone's doing some good things, so I want to give them some that. And now on to where I love our callers, by the way. I love that. We have Christina on line 1. She is going to argue Joss Whedon. She's pro Joss Whedon. Christina, go.
Okay. This is an argument Hassan and I have been having for years. I think Joss Whedon fleshes his characters out just fine. I mean, he said that you could listen to the character without seeing who they are and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But I think, like, as far as, like, Hawkeye goes, you can hear his sarcasm. As far as, you know, Iron Man goes, he's got that high and mightiness. As far as, you know, Captain America was, he was very straight-cut in the way that he spoke. I think he fleshed the characters out just fine when he did Avengers. I love Firefly. And I know that Hassan is not a huge fan of Firefly, but I believe he did a great job.
Okay.
Well, let me ask.
I didn't actually say Avengers. I actually did like Avengers.
Oh, Avengers was great.
Yes. Yeah, she can't hear me.
She can. No.
No.
Did we lose her?
I'm here. I don't know where you guys are.
Yeah, we're here. We're good.
Yeah.
So I would say this.
Hear us.
Ready? Did you like Firefly because you were a Joss? Wait, no. But did you love Firefly because you were a Joss Whedon fan coming into it? Because that could also influence whether or not you're going to enjoy something a little bit more.
Actually, when I first saw Firefly, I didn't even know it was Joss Whedon.
There you go. That's proof.
I came into Firefly, you know, as a newbie. My friend was like, "Hey, I'm watching this. Watch it with me." I watched it, and then I realized later on who it was. And, you know, that didn't deter. It didn't change how much I cared for it. I didn't like it more because it was Joss Whedon. I thought the show was good.
How is that proof of anything?
Because I said.
How is that proof?
It's because you can walk in and the characters are there.
I think
so if you're saying Joss Whedon's very like plain and stuff, you would have walked in and been like, "Oh, this is terrible. This is, you know, the characters are not fleshed out. The characters all sound the same. This has got to be, you know, a Joss Whedon thing."
I also think
too. I knew who Joss Whedon was because I watched Buffy. I watched Angel. I watched those shows. So the fact that I didn't walk in and think that the dialogue was very Buffy or very Angel means that he can write differently and be, you know, a good director for what he's doing.
In your opinion, yes. if you feel that way. That's fine. There's nothing wrong.
The reason
with
I asked the question, though,
however,
Hassan, the reason I asked her the question was because I think part of your argument is that he gets these accolades and therefore he gets almost like a boost going into what he does, right? So something like Firefly, where you're like, well, to me, it never the characters were just kind of bland, ordinary. They didn't jump off the page. They weren't memorable. But people think they're great is because he's Joss Whedon, not because the material.
No. Let's try this again. I never said that. I said I don't like him. You said why. I told you why.
Yeah.
I never claimed that he's got the world fooled or that everybody else in the world is stupid and I'm right about it or whatever. I just said, you asked why I didn't like him. I told you why I didn't like him.
Yeah.
And that's all there is to it. Now I'm getting grief about, like, the argument doesn't make any sense.
Well, I just want you to like, do the show for me because I'm kind of tired from doing the
yeah, I know that.
That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Well, yeah, you've been tired since, like, when I started the show in January.
Exactly.
So, anyway...
I'm that close to being retired. Actually, we're like that.
No, you're way. Yeah. We're a flight away from it.
We're not on the harbor of money.
Like I said, the other part of the problem is that he's very divisive. He uses a lot of devices. Like
wait. There's two different things that you just said there. Divisive. Or using devices is too different.
You can use it in that context. It can be used in that context.
Can it?
Yes, you can have divisive dialogue.
Yeah, but divisive is like you're actually setting characters against each other, I guess more intentionally.
Yes, but it's also
and then using devices.
It's also the being able to utilize devices. So
being divisive is a story device.
Yes,
gotcha.
No, you're thinking divisive,
right? But isn't that divisive?
No, get out of here.
Tomato?
Anyway,
I don't think you understand the meaning of what you're talking about.
You're the one who used the wrong word.
I don't think I did.
I do.
I don't think I did.
I do.
Okay, roll down the hill.
I'm leaving.
Are we all of a sudden in Princess Bride?
Yes.
I actually just said roll down the hill. Roll down the hill. All right, Christina, what last thoughts on this?
Yeah, so that we can hang up and then I can dismantle your argument.
About the Ben Affleck thing. Can I say something about
Please, that's a great segue. That would work out really well.
Let us not listen to Casey Affleck because I think he's out starting stuff. They have like this sibling rivalry thing, and I think he might be kind of just...
That's a heck of a public
putting
statement
stuff
to
out
make.
there that could hurt Ben Affleck in the future for Batman.
I don't know.
He must hate his brother. That's a strong...
That's a big thing.
That's very divisive, what he's doing.
I don't think you're using that word right.
Divisive is correct.
Oh, my God.
Divisive
Christina, thank you so much for calling in. We love having you on. We miss you on the green room, so I think my fault today. The thing went out without the link, but then I got the link, so please check us out in the green room, and thank you for calling.
No problem. Bye.
I think that's a big statement. That really... He must hate his brother if he's doing that. I don't think that's the case. I just don't.
Look... She's a smart woman, so she knows what she's talking about, and she has good instincts. So I'm not going to dismiss it, but if that's true, that's where the real story is. The heck with the movie.
Yeah.
I want to know why the one brother's trying to sabotage another brother's
because that's really
movie career.
That's like, and again, I'll use a sports analogy. That's like when two players have a beef with each other.
Yeah, that's
and the one guy gets out and is like, I hate that guy. And you're like, whoa,
that is pretty intense.
You are ruining your season right now. That is intense. Like that. Yeah, that would be something. I don't know.
So we settled the Joss Whedon thing. I'm right. Okay, right. Everybody else is wrong. Gotcha. That's good. I want to do this again. We're going to talk about the prequels next, right? And I'm going to win as soon as I cut everybody's mics off. What? It's not a right or wrong thing. It's not a right or wrong thing.
No, agreed. Again, yes. I agree with you. You're allowed to not like somebody.
Everything is a quip, too. Every character quips. That's how he gets in and out of every sequence. It's a quip. And it's like, after a while, it's like it's written on rhythm beats.
Let me ask you a question.
1, 2, 3, quip. 1, 2, 3, quip. And emotional moment, end with joke.
Would you
emotional moment, end with joke.
Argue, though, regardless of your feelings of whether you like or dislike, that his style of writing was very influential on everything we are either watching on film or TV or reading right now.
Not necessarily.
Not everything, but I'd say has a great influence.
It's
influential.
It's influential on the people who are into that genre.
Not I can't even make a divisive joke about influential because there's no way to say that. Influential. Ew, there we go. I did it. It's not influential. Influential. I mean, would you argue it's influential though?
You done?
Yeah, I did it. I did it. I know.
Okay, so anyway, it's
influential.
It's good talk. So we'll do it again.
But no, again, in all seriousness,
it's all seriousness.
Influential. I was gonna do it.
That's why I didn't do it.
You were absolutely gonna kill me. It was really good.
That's why.
I think
it's going to sound great when we listen back.
I think that Joss Whedon, whether you like it or not, is an extremely influential writer.
Of course, he's influential.
Everything that has come since.
Of course, he is. So is L. Ron Hubbard. Does that make him great? Does that make it greatness?
It's different, though. That's different.
No, it's not different.
No, but you have to give. I'll say this. All right, Green Day, right? When Green Day first came out, they were basically, in a lot of people's minds, in the music snob world, right, which I think would qualify us as like writer snobs because we write and draw and do things in the industry. You would sit there and kind of look at their music and be like, well, they're not very technically good, and they're basically taking like the Ramones and the Clash and Sex Pistols, and they're basically taking what they do and kind of reworking it, and then you sit there and go like, well, that's not very good. But then you fast forward and you look at all the bands that were then influenced by them. And you look back and you go,
I know, and if you're not into their music, you'll think, look at all these other bands that suck because they were all influenced by Green Day.
But you got to sit there and say, wow, that's
no, why? Why? Because other people listen to it?
Yeah,
I
think there is something to be respected. In
your twisted point of view, a lot of people who like something, it means that there should be respect to the like-e, right?
Sure.
No, not necessarily. If you don't like that person, if you don't like the person's art, then you don't like their art. So anybody who's influenced by that art are going to be offsprings of art that you don't like. Why is that if you listen to Rush, and then someone plays you Green Day, you're going to be like, what the hell is this?
That's really funny because that's where the argument first derived from. But I was a big Rush fan.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So you're never... And then the 50 other bands that come up who are influenced by Green Day, which usually means they're actually worse than Green Day because they've only learned what Green Day has taught them.
Yeah.
They're going to be worse for that person who likes Rush than even Green Day. Even that. So then,
but I think you'd have to, even if you're a Rush fan, you'd have to recognize the influence that person.
Why do you always use the words "have to"? That's why we always get into trouble with these conversations in the first place. Because you'll ask me my opinion on something, and you'll be like, "Well, you got to admit that this guy is great." Though,
if I gave you a test question, and the question was, "Do you recognize the influence that Joss Whedon has had on the industry?" The answer has to be yes. Right?
Not necessarily.
Do you recognize the influence Joss Whedon has had on the industry?
You just want me to say the Y word, and I'm not going to, because I know these tricks.
For a second, I actually was like, W-H-Y? Oh, thank God people are calling. Keep calling in because
don't call in anymore. The Joss Whedon discussion is over. I don't like Joss Whedon. I've explained it. If you disagree with me, then you disagree with me. That's fine. If we want to put you on the stump, explain to me why he's good, because no one's done that yet, other than a lot of people like him.
877-480-4120. Debate Hassan. I will just.
A lot of people like beets, and I think they're crazy.
Like the red beets?
Yes.
If they're pickled, they're pretty good.
No.
Pickled beets are very
See,
good.
there you go again.
Yeah, pickled
You're
beets
an idiot.
As great as this discussion has been.
No, it hasn't.
And it's been we have done a wonderful job. I have the question to end all questions, plus we go spinning the racks when I come back.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Are you into comics, movies, and pop culture at large? What about music and TV? Then you're in for a treat. This is Michael Dolce, your host on TalkingAlternative.com. I've been professionally writing comic books, screenplays, and music articles for almost 15 years. Catch my show, Secrets of the Sire, at its new primetime slot, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and get the inside scoop on the pop culture universe you love to talk about. For more info, go to secretsofthesire.com.
Hello, this is Mark Torres.
And Pronto Comics own Dominic Sperano.
And listen to our show, It Came From the Radio, right here on talkradio.nyc, every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we talk about entertainment, movies,
comic books, and other news.
So make sure you check us out. That's right here, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, every Wednesday, talkradio.nyc.
TalkingAlternative.com.
You know what else has been building up?
I have no idea what.
Game of Thrones.
Ugliest segue I've ever heard in my life. That was a terrible transition.
Southtown girls won't blow you away. But you know that they'll stay.
Oh, sorry, everyone at home.
Secrets of the Sire.
Welcome back to Secrets of the Sire. I hope everyone's enjoying their summertime. Everyone's kind of relaxing a little bit. We are never relaxing. We are always just, doing our thing, and it's a good old-fashioned time. So we were talking Joss Whedon, talked Ben Affleck a little bit. We do have to get into Defenders. Defenders is coming out this week.
Friday.
Predictions sure to go wrong?
I think it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think most people are. The reviews are pretty favorable right now. Like Entertainment Weekly gave it.
It's getting good reviews. Then.
He described it as an enjoyable superhero adventure distinguished by improvements and innovations that I hope Marvel will carry forward.
Nice, especially after Iron Fist.
Most notably, calling for shorter seasons, more team ups, fewer shows, which I actually think is a good idea.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't agree with the call for shortened anything.
Yeah.
Give us less, because it's always going to be that's a call that's always going to be adhered to. Oh, we'll give you less. We'll give you less. We'll make you pay more, but the quality is not going to go up.
Right.
All right. So like you got the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
They cut the season in half.
Yep.
The season's only like 7. It's not in half, but the season's only 7 episodes.
Right.
But if you've been watching this season, you can see why they did it. That you can see where the money's going.
Sure.
Right? Wow, they're spending money on
this.
Okay. A lot of times you can't see that.
Right.
You can't say, okay, why was this only 8 episodes? Why was it? However, yes, I do agree that previous Marvel seasons have gone on too long, but that's because of the stories.
That's the Kim
quality
Bauer
of story
effect too. Okay, if you ever watched 24, the joke was Kim Bauer was there just to, that's Alicia Cuthbert's character, was just to stretch out the season because they needed filler. Like they had her chased by like a white nationalist. No joke. In one episode, they had her chased by a cougar. That was like the jumping. Yeah, it was
an actual cougar.
And the thing is, that season,
or an old woman who's
no. They could have stretched that out even longer.
Yeah, that would.
No, they actually did have her for like being chased by an actual cougar for like 3 episodes because they just couldn't.
The cougar. Where did they get a cougar?
She was out. It was like a nuke.
She was in the woods,
a nuke
right?
had dropped. She was out in the middle of nowhere.
She wasn't in like Brooklyn, and there was a cougar that just came out of the trains.
But the funny thing is, it's still like you exclude that one part, and that season was still one of the best like shows of television ever. It was season 2. It was amazing, but there was that laughable joke of like, oh my god, they need to kill some time here.
Well, that's because it's 26 episodes. It's 24 episodes.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. We cut the seasons down into 13.
Sure,
we cut the seasons in half.
Yeah,
supposedly the seasons are cut in half because they're supposed to allow us to intensify the stories without all those fillers, without the chase by an old sex crazed woman stories, right? So now you're talking about cut them again. But we already cut them in the stories.
I think it's just being concise, right? I think you just need to be concise with what you're doing. And sometimes having a limitation...
you need to just tell them their story.
Yeah, but
some
of
those you don't need. No. Here's what Marvel was doing wrong.
Yeah,
Marvel was adding fillers into the 13 episode seasons.
Maybe 13 is still too long for some of these things.
No,
I mean, maybe that's the problem.
No.
Maybe when you're a writer in the room and you have 13 episodes, you're like, okay, great. Here are the things we want to do. We think they're going to be very good. Okay, we're actually writing these scripts out, and it's like, we need to get you from here to here. I'm writing a 5-issue comic book series right now. I could tell it in 4. But I want to do 5, and I think 5 is the appropriate length for
There's
it.
your problem.
No,
you need a better story. You need a 5-issue story instead of trying to stretch your 4-issue story into 5.
No, but I agree with you in that sense, where we can look at it and go, okay, how do I make this 5 issues better than a 4-issue story? But it comes down to it where it's like, well, you get to 4 issues and you're like, well, I could do this in 4 if I had to. But I have the luxury of 5, so I can space things out. But by spacing things out, sometimes you end up having filler.
If you had a 5-issue story, and you switched it down to 4 issues, then it would cost people 4 issues to read your story, as opposed to watching something on Netflix that it all costs the same.
Sure,
but you're getting less and less content, so the price never goes down.
If it's more quality content, though, it's more bang for your buck. I just said book, didn't I?
The 13 episode seasons were supposed to be more quality.
Right.
Now you're telling me you can't even fill those with quality. So now you need it to be
10
shorter.
Years, it's going to be -1 episode.
Yeah, but you want me to spend the same amount of money on it.
Yeah. Well, it's was it $13 a month? How much would you pay? All right.
I miss the days when there was like good counter arguments or whatever to these discussions. I miss those days.
I think it was pretty good
because you kind of suck at this.
We do this every week. We go and grab the most fantastical pop culture news out there. We call it Spinning the Rack.
Fantastical.
Spin the rack. Spin that rack.
Hey, that was like a lot shorter. Did you cut that down?
No, I went.
Really?
Yeah,
that's what it was.
In the when we hold up our 2017 year in review, this might not be the episode that makes it in the top 10. I think that's what it's coming down to. Homecoming won't be...
Don't call out the episode during the episode.
It's very meta of me, actually.
Yeah, don't do that.
It was very anti-Joss Whedon.
Don't be meta.
It was very anti-Joss Whedon to me.
Yeah, because Joss Whedon is not meta. He is not a meta person.
Homecoming won't be the lowest grossing Spider-Man film for long. According to Screen Rant, the first solo Spidey film within the Marvel Cinematic Universe stood out from the character's previous films. However, despite positive critical reception, the film has brought in the low-end box office totals up to this point, and notably, Homecoming has yet to pass the worldwide box office totals of any of the previous 5 live-action Spider-Man films. However, it looks like that's about to change. Box Office Mojo is reporting Spider-Man Homecoming has officially passed 700 million worldwide, with a total of just over 702 millions. Yeah, well, that's not our winner tonight. With this new milestone, it's fair to say that Spider-Man Homecoming will at least pass the worldwide box office total of Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Is that still out?
Yeah. Still out there, and it's
that movie's still out?
Chugging along.
I don't know. I just call it a kind of a dud. It's not a failure. It's not a flop. It's just a little bit of dud.
It's really nice. It's a nice job.
I'll tell you what. If that was a precursor to a television show, to a 13 episode Netflix show,
we need more callers. We're done. We're done. Yeah, go ahead.
If that would have been fantastic. Yeah. Imagine Michael Keaton for 13 episodes, kind of chewing scenery, and building the character up. You could have explored a lot of things with that, but they turned it into a movie, so it was like another. And there's nothing special about that film. That's the problem.
That's the inherent problem, I think, with the Marvel Cinematic Universe right now. Is the doing it like a TV show, doing it like a serialized comic book has its advantages, and it's cool, and there's some great things you can do, but it also has its disadvantages.
Well, for Spider-Man, it very much seems like they were counting on the brand to pull them over the finish line. People will come to see this not because it's a Spider-Man movie, but it's a Marvel Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
And no.
Okay. Moving on.
5 years ago, though, it might have worked.
Man hosts his own late-night talk show on New York City subway. Host
Was that
Dean
you?
Demistra
Was that you, dude?
says, people who ride the subway are immune to weird things happening around them. The New York City subway isn't usually a place that inspires conversation, but that hasn't stopped one aspiring entertainer from using it as the location for his own talk show. Host of Derail, that's pretty good.
Ooh.
A YouTube talk show he films once a month on the city's L train. He sits in one of the regular seats, but behind a fake desk made of foam. He also has 2 coffee cups, but instead of a full band, his friend Jeremy plays bongos and doubles as announcer.
Man.
The guests, it could be anyone who
Why
just
is it
happens
the L
to be
train? Why not the 2
waiting
train?
for the train.
I want this guy on my train.
Do you? Because I usually hate it when there's a performer. The performers are usually pretty good, and I'll give them some cash or some change.
There's a video of a guy who had a puppet of Axl Rose.
Oh.
You got to look for that one. That's amazing.
See, that's pretty good, though, right?
That's it. And he does Welcome to the Jungle.
Yeah,
that is amazing.
All right.
But no, I don't know. I always get the guy who's yelling at everybody because,
yeah,
because he had a hard luck story. And now it's everybody else's fault.
Would you want to host the show on a subway one day?
Yes, we could do that.
Wouldn't we just be copying him, though?
Yes, we would.
So we'd be unoriginal, but we're
already unoriginal.
But we probably have a wider audience, so we'd get the credit for over him.
We would,
and we've been doing it since day one.
And we would have a captive audience because
Yeah.
if we did it in between stops, no one could leave.
But yeah, I know that's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Gabe Firamasco, a prequel doubter, posed the question. It's a very important question. Is it okay to eat fruit on the toilet?
No.
I said no also. Debate's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Tune in next week. We have an amazing show. We'll talk some Defenders next week because it'll actually be out. We get to actually talk about the film. That's pretty impressive. TV show. Well, it's a film. It's on film. It's digital film.
You want it to be filmed. So you put down the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but then you want the seasons to all be narrowed down to films.
And we're going to have a
Makes
surprise mystery guest next week. We actually are going to have a guest next week. I'm telling you. And it's going to be awesome. We have like 2 people lined up.
Do I know who this is? Did you tell me?
No. But the best part is that if we do get both guests, we don't have to do anything. And that's what
we didn't do anything really tonight. So
check out my Kickstarter. We got some great announcements coming. Check out tomorrow. The announcement for the new reward is coming. It's going to be really exciting and awesome. Hassan is involved in next week's announcement. There's going to be tons of cool stuff. We love everybody who has supported us so far, and want to.
Joss Whedon sucks.
And Joss Whedon sucks. All right. This has been Secrets of the Sire. See you next week.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.
Who do you want to connect with?
Are you an entrepreneur or intrapreneur looking to build your following?
Welcome to our show.
Follow Me Friday with Joan
and Priya.
Tune in every Friday at noon Eastern
on talkradio.nyc.
We're your digital connectors.
Woo woo!
Hey, all you crazy listeners. Looking to boost your business? Why not advertise on Talking Alternative with very reasonable rates? Interested? Simply email at info@talkingalternative.com.
Are you into comics, movies, and pop culture at large? What about music and TV? Then you're in for a treat. This is Michael Dolce, your host on talkingalternative.com. I've been professionally writing comic books, screenplays, and music articles for almost 15 years. Catch my show, Secrets of the Sire, at its new primetime slot, Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and get the inside scoop on the pop culture universe you love to talk about. For more info, go to secretsofthesire.com.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network at www.talkingalternative.com. Now, broadcasting 24 hours a day. Talking Alternative.
Hi, this is Rob Kay.
And I'm Callie Alpert.
And we're hosts of The Rob and Callie Show. Are you looking for a show that talks about real stuff like life, love, the pursuit of being yourself?
Then you have come to the right place because we cover topics ranging from chivalry to gratitude to your relationship with money and everything in between.
So listen to us on The Rob and Callie Show Tuesdays, 8 to 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a conscious co-creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity, Thursdays, 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to the Talking Alternative Network.